Hey everybody, it's Mandy Ray of Ecstatic Astrology here for the December 2023 forecast. And we are at December 12th. I'm recording this a little late in the month, but that's okay. Today's the new moon. So it is a big marker during this month. And we're going to go over the new moon in Sagittarius today, December 12th, and the full moon in Cancer, December 26th, the day after Christmas. And that's a good one. I'm really excited about that one. The other thing going on right now is Mercury is turning retrograde tonight. So you'll hear me try to enunciate. I'm tripping all over my words. My voice is crunchy. I've got a little something, a little cold. I don't know. It's the season in the Northern Hemisphere for people to be sharing germs inside. So that's what we're dealing with. And we're just going to try to make it through it. I've recorded about 500 times. I do this every time, though. So, I have Mercury in Sagittarius. Speaking of Sagittarius, it's a new moon today. So let's go ahead and dive into this stuff. Don't want to waste any more time. Okie dokie. Here is the calendar. I think you guys liked this last time. So we're going to go over the month with the calendar. Don't forget, I'm going to try to record all of the rising sign videos after this so that we can go through where it is for you specifically. You can use the signs as your sun sign as well, view it through your sun sign or moon sign, but I really find the rising sign to be the most powerful for trying to track the themes of the transit, okay? So in fact, we're right here in the middle of a new moon, like right this moment. I want to say the new moon is just happened. Yeah, so it's December 12th at 5:39 p.m. U.S. Central Time when I'm recording this. And I think that it's hilarious that I'm recording it right at the new moon in Sagittarius, which represents storytelling. Sagittarius, it is knowledge, it's belief, it's truth, it's what is my philosophy. Where do I want to adventure? Where do I want to expand? That's why it also represents higher education. We've already passed a lot of the month, right? So let me just give you the lay of the land. The new moon's in Sagittarius with Mars. Mars is there as well. Now, new moon is a time of setting intentions. We start a new phase, usually encompassing the themes of Sagittarius, but specifically the themes of the house where it's at for you. So make sure to view the other rising sign videos. But they will everyone will have this flair of my philosophy about something, okay? And what do I want to explore next? Where do I want to reach for the stars? That is the Sagittarius Archer. Mars is there pushing. Now I have a little conjunction side. It's not totally conjunct Mars. It's about 7 degrees away, but it's close enough. They just conjoined in Scorpio. The sun is pulling away from Mars. So, I still think we have this new moon with the Martian themes going on. And there's a reason I say that because here's the lay of the land. Jupiter is in Taurus. Okay. Taurus is values. Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So we always look to the ruler of the sign to say, how is this new moon and Mars going to also connect to something else in my life? That's going to be the Taurus area. Jupiter's in Taurus. You can see at the end of the month, Jupiter goes direct in Taurus. So it's retrograde. Okay. Taurus is ruled by Venus. And Venus is in Scorpio. December 4th, it moved into Scorpio. And it's been trucking along. It's like 9 degrees on top of my Saturn today in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio is looking for balance in this area after Mars and the sun came through and kind of maybe wrecked it or put a lot of inflammation there. And Mars can be inflammation, it can be frustration. So there's an element of Venus being in Scorpio, which is Mars territory, where Venus is trying to bring some balance to that frustration, to that maybe Mars it's a malefic. It can be contentious. So contention is getting a nice balancing from Venus, okay? But Venus has to look at Mars because that's the ruler of the place Venus is at. And Venus is love and peace, and it wants to bring peace to this area of deep connection. But it's looking at Mars. Well, Mars is back in Sagittarius. What's our philosophy? How do our philosophies, our values, Taurus, and our deep connections all fit together is really the lay of the land. The next thing, though, is that Mercury is in Capricorn. It moved into Capricorn, I want to say late November. So it's been there for a minute and slowing down. And today, tomorrow, it's actually just after midnight in the central US. So it might be December 12th for some people, it might be December 13th that Mercury goes retrograde. Either way, it is just a couple of hours past the new moon that we get Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So Mercury retrograde is also going to flavor a lot of stuff. This is rethinking, and Mercury is it is about thought. When it's retrograde, it's about how can we rethink this or redo this. Capricorn is about structure and foundation. Capricorn is about rules and regulations. It's about achievement and mastery. So, Mercury, how do we achieve this? Well, the interesting thing, and the reason that this really does correlate to the new moon in Sagittarius, is that Mercury will eventually move back into Sagittarius. It will retrograde back there. And that means we are going to rethink some logistical stuff, then get back into the philosophical stuff, and then maybe take action on the logistical stuff as Mercury goes direct. Okay. So today and tomorrow are really about a kind of pause, because the other thing about the new moon in Sagittarius today is that it's square Neptune in Pisces. And you can see that I've got a little thing here on December 6th. Neptune went direct in Pisces. Neptune can be about illusion. It can also be about mysticism and intuition, though. So we've got this square tension of our philosophies, our beliefs, to maybe some illusion, some delusion, or to maybe some spiritual concepts that are coming in and saying, you need to change your philosophy on this. Okay. So this new moon is one in which we definitely have to take a pause. We're turning around. We are rethinking some stuff. So give yourself a lot of space over the holidays. I already have. Mercury's been in its shadow for a while. In fact, let me go ahead and pull up. I have let me see if I can pull it up. I have a Mercury retrograde. I need my mouse. This is really hard. Zoom changed everything on me. Mercury retrograde. And I've had to relearn it, and it's really not easy. So I want to pull up my Mercury retrograde graphic that I made. Hopefully I have it here. Where is it, Mandy? Oh, got it. Yes. All right. So I'm going to pull this up and show you, because since we're at it, we might as well talk about it. Mercury retrograde. I wonder if I can share both. Yes, I can share too. Okay, so we'll just have this over here and this over here. And I don't know how it's going to come out on the recording, but I guess we'll see. Okay, come on, man. This is really a Mercury retrograde example. I'm serious. Me trying to do this. Okay, so here we go. Mercury entered its shadow. Where's my pointer? There we go. Mercury entered its shadow on November 25th. The shadow period, as you can see, is when it's going forward. And then it hits the degree that whoop, it's eventually going to come back to. Okay. And then it's going to go forward again. And then there's where it exits its shadow, when it exits the degree that it got to when it turned around. Okay. I hope this makes sense. I hope this graphic helps. So it's going to turn around today, tonight, over just after midnight in the central US, just before midnight in the western states. So we've got this right as we go to sleep and get settled in and we hit REM, Mercury goes retrograde, okay? In Capricorn. And I want to be clear because this is the shadow. So we've already passed the shadow. Whoop, we're here, December 12th. So it turns around and it's like, I'm going to retrace these steps, okay? 8 degrees of Capricorn, which means something to me. It means that it's going to trine Jupiter 3 times. So 8 degrees of Capricorn is just a little past where Jupiter is in Taurus. These are 2 earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, both earth signs. Trines are good. They're supportive. Mercury's our mind. Jupiter's how we believe. This is incredibly pertinent for Sagittarius new moon. Okay. So I'm telling you this for a reason. Just want you to know that. Mercury comes in probably around, let's see, do I have it up here on my thing? December 7th, right here. Yes, Mercury in Capricorn trine Jupiter in Taurus. That was just a few days ago, probably right around here, trine Jupiter. We get a peek into our values and the way we structure our lives to obtain comfort and security. Okay. That first trine is an awareness. It can be an awareness that something isn't quite right because Mercury was slowing down. You see how the curve goes up? It's like slowing down. So then what we're talking about is Mercury. I hope this was on top before it is for me. Turns around today, and then it's going to go back and it's going to trine Jupiter again. This time retrograde. This time the rethinking is expanded by Jupiter because that's what Jupiter does. What are we thinking about? Our values, our money, the economy. And this can be for the economy at large. We're talking macro stuff as well. Mercury rules commerce, Taurus rules supply chains, Capricorn rules banks and governments. We are in for it on a global scale. And something I'm thinking, because this is happening during Capricorn season, which is Christmas, by the way, we all know that, and it's going to be retrograde over Christmas, as you can see, it stations direct on New Year's Day. What I'm thinking is maybe this has something to do with the way people are treating Christmas now. I know me and my family are making most of our gifts for the little kids. We're getting stuff, but not like anything elaborate. For my own kids, I've gotten what they asked for. When they're older, they're like, hey, I think I get it. I just need some clothes. You know why? Because we live in an Amazon world now. We live in a world where we can get anything we want at any time we want. What does that make Christmas? It makes it a time that's just like every other time, unless you do something special. There's Jupiter. There's the influence of Jupiter. There's the new moon in Sagittarius. What is my philosophy about my values, about this economy, about what we do on a daily basis? Okay. Oh, I feel so passionate about that. So it stations retrograde tonight. It's going to go back trine Jupiter a second time where we get a little awareness. That trine to Jupiter, by the way, is going to be December 18th. Let me see if I can move this in front. So we've got December 18th here. And then it will station direct January 1st. Oh, one more thing though. It's going to square Neptune as well. So we get a square to Neptune just about right here where it entered shadow. And then it'll happen again probably right here. And then it'll happen one more time as it gets like right here. The squares to Neptune are a little more foggy. Luckily, what happens is squares to Neptune come before trines to Jupiter, which I really love. And it's kind of a little bit of a whiplash here, okay? Because we get Mercury square Neptune, confusion. Which way do I go? Mercury trine Jupiter. Oh, this is my philosophy. This is the way I go. Mercury retrograde. Oh, maybe I need to rethink this. Mercury trine Jupiter again. This is definitely the philosophy I'm honing in on. This is what I believe. Mercury square Neptune. Wait a minute. One more thing I need to check out here because I feel like maybe my spiritual, self, my philosophy is saying something different. Maybe what I'm hearing is that not everyone can eat the consumable I made, and I need to rethink exactly what I'm giving everyone. What can be a quick craft that would be meaningful, that I could put love into? But it's a little confusion, a little lack of direction. Stations direct, squares to Neptune, trines to Jupiter. Ah, yes, the trine to Jupiter again. That's probably right about here. In fact, I don't think I have it because it's into January when it trines Jupiter the third time. But we get this last ping of that was the right thing to do. That was the right way to rethink this. That was the right philosophy. That's my values, man. Or maybe we get a gift during the square to Neptune, which is a little disillusionment. And the gift is like, man, why did you even buy this for me? Right? Like, why spend your money when I want your love? That's kind of the idea here through the holidays is my philosophies, my values versus what's actually going on and the disillusionment and how we get back to our core beliefs and how we spend money. And Taurus is more than just money. It's our comfort as well. What makes us comfortable? And then you have the wider, more macro economy, commerce stuff going on. All right, that covers Mercury retrograde. So now when I go through the rest of the month, you'll have an overview of these things that it's going to do. It's also going to sextile Neptune. I don't want to inundate you guys. But I'm not Neptune, Saturn. See, I'm even confusing myself. I'm commusing. I'm going to quit talking about Mercury retrograde for a minute. All right, so now that we've done that, let's move on. We're going to go back to just the calendar here. See, aren't you guys glad that I put emojis and like pictographs so that you don't have to just rely on me speaking? Oh man. All right. So the 16th, Saturday the 16th. See, the sun in Sagittarius actually does square Neptune and Pisces. So the new moon is pretty well square Neptune, but it just keeps applying. So from today forward, and listen, the exhaustion's been real. Neptune rules dreams. Neptune rules depression. It rules viruses, not even kidding. Neptune and Pisces, especially Pisces rules viruses. So, what you're talking about here is the desire to go after your dreams, your belief, your adventure, Sagittarius, and then the disillusionment or confusion from Neptune, or maybe even the fog. And a lot of times that's what sickness can be. I'm dealing with that right now. And I'm a woman. It's my time right now. And I just wanted to sleep all day. And I had so much to do. I wanted to do these videos earlier, but like, Lord have mercy, y'all. It is rough out there with all this Neptune. See my little guy with the cloud above his head? That's how I feel. And it's not just me. New moons are already dark. We're in this week of a new moon with Mercury retrograde and a square to Neptune. Be easy with yourself, dude, as much as you can. And some people can't. And that's where the square comes in, the tension of needing to go after those adventurous goals, and the, you know, tension between the exhaustion, the spiritual heaviness we can feel with Neptune and Pisces. All right. I'm not even tired talking about it, y'all. All right. So the 18th, this is the second square, Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. Trine. It's a trine. It's good. It's a trine to Jupiter. Okay. I was talking about that when I was talking about Mercury retrograde. So this is that second trine to Jupiter where we might get a little gem here, a little crystallization of something we are aware of, how to do something, how to structure something based on our values and comfort and the philosophies around all of that. The 20th, Venus in Scorpio opposes Uranus and Taurus. Okay, this is a little bit different than I've talked about thus far. And I'm trying to keep this down to 30 minutes. We're probably going to go a little over that, but I'm trying. Venus in Scorpio, we are really deeply invested in the connections we have with others, or we are looking to get free from them. That can be one way of looking at Venus opposite Uranus. Uranus is freedom. It's in Taurus. That's our personal comfort, our personal values. Those are innovating and changing with Uranus there. Uranus is revolution. It breaks the mold. So there's a breakthrough with this Venus opposition to Uranus. And I do think it's good because you have Uranus in Taurus ruled by Venus. Venus is in Scorpio, okay, ruled by Mars in Jupiter's sign of Sagittarius, Jupiter in Venus's sign. It's all kind of working together in a way, which I think is interesting. Why I think that we're about to really enter some good stuff, man. I think from here, even though Mercury is retrograde, it's feeling like breakthrough. It's feeling like realization, and that's why I have a pearl here in the little shell. Now, there's also the opposition emoji looks like a chain. And when you talk about Uranus, you can talk about breaking that chain. So there is potential for separation from something based on values changing, based on connections not working out. It really depends on your chart. It can have better, connotations, and sometimes it can be a little more stressful. Either way, things change after Wednesday the 20th. Hopefully we experience a breakthrough, some freedom, and that's gets something going, especially with regard to, maybe money we want to make, or how we share money with people, or how we go into business together, or how we can collaborate. Uranus is very much about that. So is Venus. Okay, the 21st, the solstice. I feel that way about the solstice, y'all. Especially the winter solstice. It has all these like dark vibes. And especially this specific solstice, there are some things happening around it that are pretty powerful. A lot of people look at the ingress of the wheel of the year, which that cross is winter and summer solstice and equinoxes, right? So we're at the winter solstice, the darkest night of the year in the northern hemisphere, the longest day of the year in the southern hemisphere. It is the turning of the season. And so, in that way, especially in the northern hemisphere, it's gotten this very dark connotation. Mercury is retrograde, but it's in a really nice opportunistic sextile with Saturn and Pisces, which is, Saturn is structure. It's in the sign of boundarylessness. There is no boundary in Pisces. So you have the planet of boundaries coming into the sign of no boundaries. And what do you do with that? Well, the way that can come out is really inspired creativity. And we are going to bring this into the world. Okay. The other way it can come out is really delusional. So, I mean, there is something to be said about Saturn and Pisces not being, either or, it's both and more, basically. With Mercury and Capricorn, it's ruled by Saturn and Pisces. And these are sextile, that's opportunity. So Mercury retrograde is like, I'm rethinking about the structure of this thing and how I do it in Capricorn. Saturn and Pisces is like, hey, let me give you an idea. So pay attention during that day. It could be an idea. Not only that, but just after, we're talking not even past the 0 degree mark of the sun in Capricorn, there is a Mercury cazimi. Mercury and the sun meet together in Capricorn basically right at the solstice. Okay, the 22nd is when it happens in the central US time. And you see I have this guy on a mountain here. Or it could be a girl, it doesn't matter. It could be a they. I don't really care. It's a human on a mountain. And I want to be on a mountain right now because I feel so not on a mountain. I hope this is a moment of awareness for people and how they can achieve. I really do. So many people struggling right now, struggling with the Capricorn stuff. Capricorn is about banks and society and governments and the patriarchy and rules. And this Kazemi is a moment of awareness. It's a message from the gods. It is an audience with the king in this area. Okay. So hopefully there is a moment that just enlightens us all. And then the next day, Mercury moves back into Sagittarius, which is philosophy. So, we're going from this really material sign with Mercury retrograde into this more abstract philosophical sign where we go, oh, I don't believe that I need this in my life. I don't believe that I want this, or I do believe that I want this, right? And it philosophically might start to make more sense, even though this is the beginning. This is when we start to really explore that, rethink that, okay? Rethink where we're pointing our arrow too, which is why it's pointing backwards. All right, so the 24th, Sun in Capricorn, sextile Saturn in Pisces. So what we have here is kind of a repeat of the 21st with the Sun instead of Mercury retrograde. They're doing a dance over each other. In fact, let me show you because I have the technology. All right, so let's go to the solstice. You can see, all right, here we go. Let me draw a little circle. I just want you guys to see this dance and why they're doing this stuff, okay? So what we have is, yeah, I hope you guys can see it. I have no idea if this is like tracking right on the video. We'll have to look. right, so what we got is December 20th, 21st. The sun moves into the 0 degrees of Capricorn. That's the solstice. And you see right before that, Mercury is sextile Saturn. Okay. Well, then when they trade places, they have the Cazimi. That's what that is. Sun and Mercury together. We get an awareness, a bump. Haha. Okay. And then the sun goes to sextile Saturn at 2 degrees on the 24th. So you see why these two things are, it's our minds before our purpose. And then our purpose has this opportunistic connection with the planet of boundaries and structure. Okay. So then you can see something else. Mercury is going towards Mars backwards. They're going to meet up. What's going on here? The December 25th. That's Christmas Day. What we have is, oh, I love this. Oh, I love this. I love this. Y'all know. Give me God. Come on. All right, here we go. Annotate me my line. I have to show you guys what a trine is. This is a trine. 120-degree connection. So December 24th into the 25th, Christmas Day, Venus is trine Neptune. You couldn't have a more magical, supportive of the Santa magic, supportive of the spiritual magic, supportive of being together with people and balancing all of our needs than Venus trine Neptune on Christmas Day. Heck yeah, man. I'm so excited about that. Yeah, be creative that day. Go dive into the magic. Spend time playing games with your family. It's a great, great, great. It's exact at first thing in the morning when we wake up. Oh, I love it. It's exact at like 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Okay. So that's a really, really great thing for Christmas Day. And I just wanted to show you that. But the other thing that's going on, if you can see, I'll change my color here. We're going to change to red because this is a square. Mercury and Mars are going to be square Neptune. Okay. So this can cause a little bit of disillusionment, a little bit of what I think I know versus, what I'm learning or what has been kept from me or what I'm confused about. I think it's ultimately going to be fine because Venus and Mars and Jupiter are all really working together at this point. But there is a sense that maybe we change our philosophies based on a spiritual realization we had on this day. Okay. So I wanted you to pay attention because this is Christmas Day. The moon's in Gemini on Christmas Day. You know what makes the ruler of the moon? Mercury retrograde approaching Mars. Luckily, it's not exactly with Mars on Christmas Day. So I expect Christmas Day to be magical overall. And even this square kind of negates the hard, egotistical Mars. But sometimes people can fall into greater delusion with that. So let me get back to the calendar here. I just want to share just this now. All right, now we got the calendar back. So I was going over Venus and Scorpio trine Neptune on Christmas Day, and let me just draw attention to my little cute little Santa. He's so cute because he's sleepy because Neptune and Pisces is dreamy and sleepy and magical. And then the next day, the very, very next day, on the second day of Christmas. Did you know that the 12 days of Christmas actually starts on Christmas? I think I Googled that the other day. Yeah, I learned that and I thought it was really weird. Anyway, on the second day of Christmas, or whatever you want to call it, the day after Christmas, the full moon is in Cancer. I mean to clap in y'all's ears, but this is great. There's several reasons. Because the full moon is the moon in its home sign. The moon rules Cancer. Emotions, nurturing, love, family. Oh, Cancer. Oh, emotion. But it's kind of emo. However, it's trine Saturn. It's supported. It's in a flowing aspect with Saturn. Structure, boundaries. But in Pisces, bringing inspiration and magic into this area, really dreaming what we can do, maybe as a family. Maybe we're planning something like travel or like how we can learn together because it's sextile opportunity with Jupiter and Taurus, how we can make money. Hey, let's put our heads together. Let's have a family business. I say family because Cancer is really heavily related to family. When you watch your rising sign videos, just pay attention to the houses this is in because they're all working together really, really well. However, the next day, We do have Mercury conjunct Mars in Sagittarius. It might be a time of big ideas. That's what I really think is even the full moon in Cancer. This is really large, big ideas for the new year. There is a culmination from the new moon in Sagittarius, which is large ideas. And this is us feeling into it. We really want to do it. Day after Christmas, we sat around on Christmas Day and we talked about it. Okay, so big ideas. We are going to really zero in on how we can do this and make it happen. Then the 27th, we've got the Sun in Capricorn trine Jupiter in Taurus, a very, very fortunate day. And that actually, the Sun in Capricorn trine Jupiter, Jupiter is the ruler of this Mercury Mars conjunction in Sagittarius. So this is also big ideas. That's why I have a pot of gold with a rainbow coming out. This really is about how can we open our minds and really maybe even put down our night weapons here. But there's a certain sense that Mercury and Mars and Sag is about protecting ourselves and really committing. Maybe, like a knight says, I'm going to be your protector. That's what we're committing to protect right now. That's what it feels like with Mercury conjunct Mars and Sag. Okay, so then the 28th, Mars square Neptune and Sag. Neptune and Pisces. This square is the most, and Mercury does it with it. The 27th and 28th hold this thing, Mercury and Mars and Sag square Neptune and Pisces in it. There is a sense that we may have to be fighting for our beliefs on something. As we go into the new year, we can look at this Sagittarius area as very important, extremely important. And let me just go ahead and lay out why. Okay, and Venus moves into Sagittarius the 29th. This is all Sagittarian themed, the end of December. Venus and Sag, I have lucky cat, right? That's really great. Really excited about that. And then Jupiter goes direct in Taurus. Jupiter rules Sag. So Sagittarius, why is it important going into the new year? There is a reason. Sagittarius is the only sign that's not going to have a whole lot of energy in it, whereas all three of its counterparts in mutable signs will have Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. We'll have Jupiter in Gemini. And then in Virgo season, we're going to have Mercury retrograde in Virgo. There's going to be a lot going on in Virgo. So Sagittarius takes on this very, very hardcore kind of theme for the year. Because these four signs are going to make us take action. They are very abstract signs. Let's start with Gemini. Gemini is how we think, how we talk. Jupiter and Gemini is going to oppose Sagittarius. Anyone with Sagittarius placements, anytime the sun goes through Sagittarius, anytime an outer planet goes through Sag. But during Jupiter and Gemini, the only thing it's going to oppose, I think, is when the sun. I need to look at that. There's probably going to be a transit of other things, obviously Venus and Mercury, but that's 1 month out of the year. My main thing is that Sagittarius is going to be empty a lot. So use this Sagittarius moment because Sagittarius is what we believe. Gemini is how we learn, how we think, how we share data. They're opposite. What we know for a fact to be true, how we adventure. Gemini is like, let me just research. I'll just have all this stuff. It's the twins. They're very different. And then you have Saturn in Pisces, which is trying to bring this foggy, boundaryless area into structure, maybe making spirituality really important for people, structuring this abstract subconscious area of our lives, maybe bringing in some delusion, maybe bringing in some inspiration. And then you got Virgo, which is meticulous. Virgo is probably the least abstract of all of the four mutable signs, okay? Mercury's going to retrograde there. Our plans are what we thought we knew, and that's in August, September. So what I'm saying is tune in to definitely from the 12th through even Venus going through Sagittarius, which it does well into January. And so does the sun. I'm sorry, not the sun. Mercury, because Mercury will be retrograde and it will be in Sagittarius at the end of this month, okay? So as we do this end of the month philosophy adventure, belief. What do I need to learn? Where do my beliefs need to change? How can I open my mind? Remember that this moment is going to set foundations for when we may try to get knocked off our kilter in the spring and in the fall, especially Gemini season and Virgo season, especially, but and Pisces season. So we've got a little bit of spring, a little bit of summer, a little bit of fall. Really tune into those values, those beliefs during this month. I think that's the most important thing. Venus and Sagittarius is going to be great because that means Venus and Jupiter are going to be in mutual reception. They're helping each other out. So Taurus and Sagittarius, they don't normally work well together. They're going to work well together this month. So look at what houses those are at whenever I do your monthly overview for the rising sign. And then finally, the 30th, Jupiter's direct in Taurus. Yay. So what we're doing is we are moving forward on those values, on abundance, on growing that comfort in our lives and zeroing in on what we want. So that does it for December. I have so much I want to share with you. So I have a lot of next year planned with the astrology. I'm going to do a workshop. I'm not exactly positive when it's going to be, but if you guys will maybe look into, if you are interested in taking this workshop, where we're going to discuss, I'm going to try to hopefully have people who have the same rising sign. We're going to discuss each rising sign because we all have people in our lives too. Come with your partner's stuff, your kids' stuff. Let's discuss. Let's understand what's going on. And so I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it. Looking like the second week in January. That's okay. Why is it okay? Because, and let me go ahead and share this. Hopefully I can pull this up really fast. All right. This is what the January calendar is going to look like. I'm not done with it. There's lots of things I have to lighten up. But what I wanted to say, the whole reason I went through the trouble of doing this, y'all, the whole reason is because I'm looking at doing this workshop somewhere around this week, January 8th through 12th. We'll see. The reason is because Mercury doesn't even go direct till the 1st, okay? I'm definitely not done with this calendar. Please don't judge it, but it's going to look similar to this, okay? So this is January. I just want to go ahead and give you guys a sneak peek. We've got a lot of stuff going on. These are not, you can't even see some of this stuff yet. I don't think it will let me lighten it up. It's not going to work showing you guys this without it being done, but it's going to look similar with lighter coloring, lighter everything. I think I might have downloaded the wrong one. Dates are right though. Mercury direct on the 1st. Something about building on, what is that one? Oh, that's the Mercury. Mars enters Capricorn on the 4th. Okay, that's great. That's going to be a good day. New moon in Capricorn the 11th, full moon in Leo the 25th. I'm diligently working on this, y'all. So if you want to do a workshop with me on the overall new year, which is going to have graphics, it's going to have discussion, be looking at that second week of January. Let me know in the comments if that works for you. I can also record it and offer it as a video. And then on the other level, on another level, I also want to know what you guys think about me sharing once a month versus twice a month. Do you guys like new moon in Capricorn, full moon in Cancer videos, or do you guys like together, or do you guys want me to just do a new moon in Capricorn for 2 weeks, full moon in Cancer for 2 weeks? So, last year I did a lot of the new and full moons. This year I've tried to do wider swaths of time. I don't know what you guys like. I really want to tailor it to whoever watches me. If you can make it through my stuff, I want to do what you need, okay, what you want. So please tell me. Also, I do have gift certificates available for on my website for sessions. And what else do I want to tell you? I don't know if there is anything. I'll be back to do the January overview. If you don't take part in the workshop, it will be separate. I'm not going to do a full year overview for my YouTube. It'll probably be more of a workshop video offering, but I will still go over every month as we go through the year. And I may do a general, 5 date overview at the first of the year, because I did pick out the biggest dates. And whenever we do the workshop, we'll be going way more in detail with each month and discussion about each month and where that lands for us. So I'm going to plan on a few hours of a workshop. It's either that or split it up into two. But again, let me know what y'all think. I'll eventually decide on something as I work on these calendars and graphics and get it all set up. Look for the rising sign videos, which are coming next. I'm probably going to be quick with them because I've already taken too much of your time. All right. Love you guys. Mandy Ray of Ecstatic Astrology. Like, share, subscribe. I will see you on the flip side. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.